The drama surrounding Dakota Dicha's rise in combat sports has been built on a simple truth. Every time someone doubts her, she answers inside the cage with ruthless precision. What began as another challenge from an opponent quickly turned into a lesson in dominance when Valentina Scatitzi stepped forward to test the rising star. The stage was set inside the Three Arena in Dublin, the lights bright, the crowd buzzing with anticipation. Many fans were curious to see whether the hype around Dakota Dicha was real or just another story told in the fight world. But as the opening bell rang, it didn't take long for everyone watching to realize they were witnessing a fighter operating on a completely different level. From the very first exchange, Dakota moved with a calm confidence that only elite strikers possess. She took the center of the cage immediately, her posture composed, her eyes locked on her opponent. Dicha's background in Muay Thai was evident in every subtle step and every calculated movement. She wasn't rushing recklessly or wasting energy. Instead, she was dictating the tempo with sharp footwork and technical accuracy, forcing Scatitzi onto the back foot almost instantly. Every time Valentina attempted to close the distance and make the fight messy, Dakota responded with crisp jabs, powerful kicks to the body, and the kind of defensive awareness that comes from years of disciplined training. The exchanges quickly revealed the gap between them. Dakota slipped punches effortlessly and returned fire with clean combinations that landed with precision. Her strikes were not just fast, but purposeful, targeting the body and head in a way that slowly broke down her opponent's confidence. Each kick to the midsection and each jab snapping against the guard reminded everyone in the arena why Dicha had already become one of the most talked about prospects in women's mixed martial arts. But the real turning point came when the fight entered Dakota's most dangerous territory, the Thai clinch. As Scatitzi attempted to close the gap, Dakota seized control, wrapping her hands behind her opponent's neck and pulling her into position with ruthless efficiency. From there, the damage began to escalate quickly. Knees drove upward with brutal force, elbows followed with terrifying accuracy, and the cage suddenly felt much smaller for Valentina Scatitzi. One devastating elbow cut through the exchange and opened a deep wound above Scatitzi's left eye. Blood began to pour immediately, painting a dramatic picture of just how dangerous Dicha could be in close range. Despite the injury, Valentina showed remarkable heart. She continued to move, defend, and attempt to survive the round, refusing to simply collapse under the pressure. The crowd could see the determination in her effort, but they could also see that Dakota remained firmly in control. Dicha kept pressing forward, her composure never breaking. She stalked her opponent carefully, maintaining pressure while searching for the final blow that would end the fight. By the time the round came to an end, the damage had already been done. As Scatitzi returned to her corner, the severity of the cut was impossible to ignore. Between rounds, the cage-side doctor stepped in to evaluate the injury. The inspection was brief but decisive. The cut was simply too deep, too dangerous to allow the fight to continue safely. Within moments, the referee received the signal and officially waved off the bout. Dakota Dicha had secured a TKO victory via doctor stoppage at the end of the first round. The result wasn't just another win, it was a statement. With that victory, Dakota not only captured the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship, but also extended her undefeated record, further solidifying her reputation as one of the most promising fighters in the sport. Her striking looked surgical, her instincts deadly, and her composure far beyond her years. Yet this performance wasn't built overnight. Long before the bright lights of Dublin, Dakota was already proving herself in smaller venues where few people even knew her name. One of those early tests came in Bolton, England, when a young and hungry Dakota stepped into the ring to face Emma Bragg. At that stage of her career, she was still building her identity, still shaping the fighter the world would eventually come to recognize. Even then, the signs were obvious. From the opening bell, Dakota controlled the center of the ring with authority. Her jabs snapped forward with accuracy, her kicks chopped into the legs, and every attempt by Emma Bragg to step forward was met with sharp counters. As the round progressed, Dakota's pressure intensified. She cut off the ring, forced her opponent backward, and began mixing powerful body shots with punishing knees whenever the fight entered the clinch. By the second round, the accumulation of damage became too much to handle. Dakota stepped forward aggressively, targeting the ribs with heavy punches before locking into the clinch once again. A crushing knee drove directly into Bragg's midsection. The impact was immediate and undeniable. Emma collapsed to the canvas, overcome by the pain, and the referee quickly stepped in to stop the fight. That early victory revealed something special about Dakota Dicha. She wasn't just talented, she possessed the instincts of a finisher, the discipline of a technician, and the mindset of a champion in the making. As she stood in the center of the ring after the stoppage, there was no wild celebration, only a quiet confidence that suggested she knew this was just the beginning. Now, with dominant performances like the one against Valentina Scatitzi, that early promise is turning into undeniable reality. Dakota Dicha continues to prove that underestimating her is a dangerous mistake. Her striking precision, relentless pressure, and ability to finish fights have quickly turned her into one of the most feared rising stars in women's MMA. But the bigger question still remains: how far can she go? Is Dakota Dicha simply a rising prospect, or are we witnessing the early chapters of a future world champion? What do you think about Dakota Dicha's performance and her rapid rise in the fight world? Do you believe she has what it takes to dominate the division and become one of the biggest names in women's MMA? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of Dakota's incredible performances, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story from the world of boxing and MMA.